Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the MNB Wrestling Report Summerslam preview. First off, I want to go ahead and apologize for the fact that I didn't have a Raw or a SmackDown recap this week. Unfortunately, I got out of work late pretty much every evening this week, and I had to work the nights both of Raw and SmackDown. And to date, I have not actually gotten to watch either show, so it's hard for me to give my opinions on them. I will be home for Raw on Monday and plan to cover that for sure, and I'm planning to cover Raw and SmackDown every week. And if time doesn't allow, I'm going to do weekend review videos. I've got a new computer, and the video software seems to be working a lot better now, so I should be able to do that without incident. So let's go ahead and we will go into the SummerSlam preview for this week. The pay-per-view is tomorrow, and much to my complete and utter shock, even going to WWE's official SummerSlam website, we still only have 4 matches announced for the card. 2 of which are pretty much throwaway matches. Let's go ahead and start with those. We've got Kelly versus Beth Phoenix for the Divas Championship. This star is going to be a 1-star match at best. Kelly's involved. She has progressively gotten worse over the years. She can't even run the ropes anymore. I mean, what the heck has happened to her? Anyway, I'm predicting Beth Phoenix will take the Divas title. She is teaming now with Natalya. Apparently, they're being called the Divas of Doom or something like that. So, I'm all for that direction. Here's hoping they get joined by Karma down the road once her pregnancy is over. So looking forward to seeing how that goes and how that develops. Still, I'm predicting Beth Phoenix wins the Divas Championship. We've got Sheamus versus Mark Henry. This is pretty much another throwaway match. Not really sure what to expect on this one, though. Mark Henry has been getting pushed very strong lately. But Sheamus is the new babyface. Really, it's kind of a lose-lose match because, one way or another, the other guy, the loser of this match, is going to lose a lot of momentum. Still, it's Mark Henry. It probably won't be much more than a 5 or 6 minute match, which is all that it should be. Same with the Divas match. Shouldn't be more than 5 or 6 minutes. If it is, it's going to hurt the match. But Sheamus and Mark Henry has really improved lately. I give them the chance to have a solid match. I'm liking Sheamus as a babyface. I knew his babyface turn was inevitable because he has a unique look that can be marketed. So it's interesting to see how that continues to go. We have our 2 main events. We have Christian versus Randy Orton in a no-holds-barred match for the World Heavyweight Championship. I love Christian. I really like Randy Orton. They're both great workers, and every match they have had in this series has been great. Good God, this feud needs to end. This is their 5th or 6th pay-per-view in a row where these two have competed for the title. It's time for it to stop. It's time for somebody else to get into the world title picture. So, I'm guessing that Christian will retain the title here. At least that's what I'm hoping. It's easier for them to find a big babyface to face Christian than for them to find a big heel to face Randy Orton. You have Randy Orton win the title, and pretty much the only opponent for him right now is Mark Henry, and I don't think any of us want to see that. With Christian, you can face him up against Sheamus, and that'd be probably a good feud. So I'm predicting Christian to retain the World Heavyweight title here. Looking forward to seeing how that all plays out, but unfortunately, from what I hear, Christian is supposed to face Randy Orton yet again at the next pay-per-view. God. If they had done this feud right and let Christian hold the belt for a couple months when he first won it, then I could see this kind of lasting, but this is just dragged the way they're doing it. The other main event is the match that they have already killed. It is completely meaningless at this point, which is John Cena versus CM Punk, WWE Champion versus WWE Champion, to determine the undisputed champion. This could have been a good match. They had a great 4 3/4, if not 5-star match at Money in the Bank. They can put on another classic. The thing that makes me think they're just giving up on this is the fact that Triple H is the special guest referee. I don't know if they just were like, well, there's no way Cena and Punk can match what they did last time, so let's throw this in there so that fans aren't let down by the match, or what they're thinking. But either way, I am not predicting this to be a particularly... The story of the match isn't the title belts anymore. The story of the match is who is Triple H going to screw. And that has basically taken the hottest angle that WWE has had since the inception of the Nexus and the original Attack before they screwed that up, and just taken all the momentum out of it. They have rushed this angle so badly. At the earliest, Punk should have made his comeback here at SummerSlam. He should not have come back 2 weeks later. It's too early. They rushed it. I don't know. I give up. Still, it should be a good match. They've shown that they can work well together. They've been doing this match at the house show, so they know how to work together. So yeah, I'm predicting it'll be a good match, but I don't think it'll be a finish that we like. So let's talk about other possible matches for the card based on things that we've seen. And honestly, when it comes down to it, I don't think that any of these matches would have particularly drawn money. I don't think any of these... I think, obviously the two main events are the matches that are going to get the pay-per-view buys. But other possibilities that I'm hearing banded about that could show up, we could see a rematch for the Intercontinental Championship between Ezekiel Jackson and Cody Rhodes. Not much to say on that much. Cody will retain. I don't know if they're just done with Zeke or because he's so limited in the ring. He's got a good look and he's got great facials, but he's just so limited. They send him back to developmental and maybe he works there for a year and comes back and as a better worker and he could potentially be something. There's talk of doing Daniel Bryan versus Wade Barrett. That could be a really good match and a potential show stealer right there if they do it, so here's hoping. There is going to possibly be Alberto Del Rio versus Kofi Kingston. The other matches those two have had or have been solid, so I am not too upset about the idea that much. If they do it, they do it. If not, they don't. And the other one I'm hearing banded about is a competition for the United States Championship. Dolph Ziggler versus Alex Riley. Big test for both guys. Riley to see if he can keep some momentum going, feuding with someone other than Miz, and Ziggler to see if he can carry someone as limited as Riley into a good match. So there's your possible matches to fill out the card. It'll probably be 2 or 3 of those. You figure one match probably gets axed by the musical performance. So joy to the world. So let's talk a little bit here about buy rate. Last year, SummerSlam did 350,000 buys. Year before that did 365,000 buys. Last year, the main event was the 7-on-7 elimination tag with the Nexus. This year, the main event is going to be the Cena versus Punk with Triple H as the guest ref. So let me put it to you, all of my viewers out there, and all the readers of the website. What do you think SummerSlam this year is going to do compared to last year? Do you think the fact that they've only announced 4 matches is going to hurt it? Or do you think the matches that they haven't announced that could possibly show up aren't strong enough matches to really sell pay-per-views after all? Do you think it'll do the same as last year? Do you think it'll do better than last year? Do you think it'll do worse than last year? Throw it in a comment. Throw it in on a comment here on the site or on the YouTube channel. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. I will have coverage of SummerSlam probably sometime Monday morning, and I will have coverage of Raw Monday evening. We have a new editorial up. I have not yet gotten to read it by our editor, Flaming Skull. So go ahead, give him a follow. Remember, you can find us on the web at www.mnbwrestling.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Mackenzie99, or you can find me on Facebook at Mackenzie Calhoun. That's MKNZY. I'll look forward to seeing you all there and talking wrestling with you. You all have a good evening and take care.